Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Demi. We're going to hop right into the reading. So I have messages coming through from spirit babies, and this is a group of spirit babies that I have channeled before in past readings who come out of a vault. And when I think of a vault, I obviously think of a bank, and then I think of like that's the money, that's where the treasure's kept, that's where the gold plaques are kept. So this vault can only be opened by them, as they have shown me, and by the Most High God. So this is very ascended souls, very evolved, and obviously vault, I'm thinking of a treasure. So these are those souls that are very close to the Most High God. So I believe they would have had a lot of lives in this realm and in other realms, but they have this self-mastery, they have this consciousness that is very expanded, that I don't hold, that those of you watching may not necessarily hold. And this is what they're coming here to teach us. And they're coming here when the atmosphere is ripe. They're not saying the energy, they're not saying the vibration, they're saying when the atmosphere itself is ripe. And they're showing me 2026, so a lot more of these souls, because there are some of them here, some will be coming through in 2025, but they're showing me 2026 is very significant for a lot of them to start coming through in waves and then going forward. So obviously this year 2025 we're in endings and we're in beginnings, and then 2026 is going to be that completion, but it's going to be more of that beginning. So this is when it's going to be more ripe for a lot more of them to be coming through. But they wanted to bring through a message today because they were saying that a lot of the collective, it's like you're comparing yourself to people who are on a different pathway. You're comparing yourself to people who are still on a karmic pathway, but you've chosen to walk the yellow brick road. You've chosen to walk that pathway that is more conscious and more aware. And it's like you're, for example, you could be looking at a mother who's on a more karmic pathway. She doesn't seem to have any issues with her fertility. Like, she keeps getting pregnant, she keeps, like, I'm hearing popping out loads of kids, but the way she's raising her kids is going to be more with a poverty mindset, because she hasn't finished doing that work, or may not have even really started doing that work. So she's basically passing on her baggage and that inner work to the children. And it's like you're looking at these kind of mothers, or you're looking at women over here, and I'm being shown the ghetto and like council flat estates, that kind of thing. You're like, why does God keep giving them his gift? Why do they easily like conceive and get pregnant? So it could be those of you that are struggling to conceive, but you're comparing yourself to these women who are not on your pathway. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to be dumping the work on your children. You want to do it first. This is what you chose. This is what you signed up for. You want to come into your own abundance and that self-mastery, so you can be the example to lead. And I'm hearing, I'll be damned if I pass on this inner work to my child. So this is what you guys are thinking. This is within your consciousness. I'll be damned if I pass on the inner work to my child. So it doesn't make sense if you're looking at people over here and you're comparing yourself to people who are on a karmic pathway, who are still juggling. So they could have one foot in the karmic pathway, one foot over here. You're full throttle. You've gone full throttle in the pathway of the yellow brick road, and they keep showing me a yellow brick road. So we're going to get some messages for you guys. That was quick. We have here lotus flower unfoldment. So saying to allow your path to unfold, and you will be coming into the sun. Your pathway will be made more clear. Remember, this pathway over here, the karmic pathway, that's instant gratification, right? That's things coming through easy. And in this yellow brick road pathway, that's the pathway of worth the wait. So you do need to have more patience. I'm also being shown thick skin. You do need to have thicker skin, because you could obviously have people coming at you, particularly if you're getting older now and you haven't had a child yet, or you haven't had this child yet that you want to add to your family. You could have people giving you their opinions, their 2 cents that you haven't asked for, being like, oh, well, don't you think you're a bit old now? Don't you think you've missed your window? So there's this energies that have been pushed on you. And remember that Satan, the devil, will talk through anyone, and sometimes it's going to be your own family members, it can be your own friends, it can be colleagues, people who don't necessarily have their guard up, that holy wall up. So they're just constantly channeling the Most High. Sometimes this is how the devil is going to get through, and obviously he's going to speak through people who are most closest to you, not a stranger, because you're not going to listen to a stranger, but the people around you, you're going to listen more. You can take it personally. So firstly, they're wanting you to pray more. And remember, like, just 10 minutes of praying a day, that's not enough. There is a spiritual war going on right now, and we're at the peak. So just praying for 10 minutes a day, that's not enough. And they know that people have lives, you have jobs, and you're in this earthly realm, you're in this density. And this is why you need to up your prayer game, because this density has never been more dense than it is today. And they're also saying, like, Satan is praying and doing his weird rituals and coming at you with these psychic attacks 24 hours a day, and you think 10 minutes is enough? It's not enough. They're saying you need to up your spiritual discipline and up your game. Remember who you are and where you came from, because you are the lotus. And I was about to say, like, these souls coming through, they're similar to you in the fact that they are the lotus, but they're saying no, they have been the lotus in these past lives. They're not the lotus going forward. They're already bloomed. They already hold this self-mastery. They already hold this light. this Jesus Christ energy, this Messiah energy, and they're coming here to help us at this time. What else, Spirit? They're bringing the sunshine. When they come through, they're bringing the sunshine. But they need you to rise yourself up to that level of being the sunshine, of being your own energy force, of being a powerhouse, of claiming all your power back, of not having any energy leaks and holes within your aura. They need you to be filling up any of these with holy light. So you want to go into your meditation and you want to ask your aura to show you where you may have any energy leaks, where you may have holes, and you want to fill these holes and these energy leaks up with holy light. And you also want to be open to understanding how these holes even came about, how these energy leaks even came about. So going forward, you won't be doing this again. What else, Spirit? There's just something about you guys needing to be on your game right now when it comes to your spiritual pathway, because you're almost there, you're almost close to something. And for a lot of you, this could well be conception, but it's to do with abundance. And obviously abundance means different things to many people. So this can also be money coming into more wealth, coming into more money. It can be to do with your health, maybe to do with your fertility. Maybe it's your partner. Maybe you've been praying over your partner's fertility and it isn't you that has a problem, if there's a problem there when it comes to that conception. What else, Spirit? What else does the collective need to hear? Thank you. We have new moon, promise. You made a promise to yourself that you was not going to fall in this lifetime. So when you descended and you incarnated on earth, because when we come from the heavens, we descend into this realm, into this earth school, you made a promise that you wouldn't fall any further, and you haven't. You've been following that yellow brick road. You've been following the sun. You've been following spirit and God's guidance. This is the thing. When you say you walk with spirit, you will be tested on that. You will be tested by God, and he's going to test you every step of the way to see whether you actually do walk with the holy light, or whether you're going to stumble, you're going to fall, and you're not going to get up when you're pushed down, or when the devil is sending his booby, I'm hearing booby traps, when he's putting his booby traps and trying to pull you down. Are you going to fall for it? Are you going to get off this lane, this path of the yellow brick road, and are you going to turn over here and go back to this karmic pathway? I'm hearing absolutely not. What else, Spirit, does the collective need to hear right now? I'm hearing dark. Things could be dark or a bit heavy within your life right now. Maybe you guys are, maybe it's not other people you're comparing yourself to. Maybe you're looking back at who you were in the past, and maybe there's, like, for example, like a period where you feel like when you look back and you look at photos, you could have been like, oh, I was glowing more back then. Or maybe you liked your body more back then. Maybe you were like slimmer back then. Or there's something about you back then that you're looking at and you're comparing this present day self to your past self. They're saying stop. These spirit babies are saying stop, and they're almost turning your head. They're saying keep going this way, keep facing the sun, keep facing the light, because it's like it's bringing a darkness upon you, or it's allowing, I keep hearing the word Satan as well, it's allowing Satan to kind of grab a hold or put this shadow over you. So you need to keep facing the sun and keep going, and just keep hearing, keep going. We have submerged, yeah, iceberg. This is the energy that the dark forces want you guys to feel, and they want you feeling heavy and stuck and that you can't move. And then where you have to keep looking back at the past or looking at other people and comparing yourself to other people. And these spirit babies are saying that doesn't even make sense. Firstly, when you're comparing yourself to someone who isn't even on your pathway or lane, that doesn't even make sense. It's like a footballer comparing themselves to an ice skating person, you know? It doesn't make any sense. So they're saying to stop. This is the thing. This is what the dark forces do. They create that confusion and things that don't even make sense. They flip everything into the upside down. And this is where they want you stuck in the upside down. But you don't belong in the upside down. You made a promise to your soul that you would not fall. And you'd be damned if you're going to fall. You'd be damned if you pass on any crap that you didn't work through to your children. That is not the path that you chose. What else, Spirit? Can I get one more card for the collective, for this deck, from this deck rather? We have Volcano, Volatility. But this is the thing, some of you guys could feel like you're about to explode. I'm hearing wit's end. You could literally feel like you're at your wit's end and you can't do it anymore and you're about to explode. This is normally when you're at that breakthrough, because I'm hearing breakdown or breakthrough. Break down or breakthrough. Which is it? You choose. Breakthrough, that is what you are choosing. But it can often look like this, that you're going to completely erupt. And then all of this lava, all of this debris, all of this gets spat out, and then you're going to feel lighter. This is what I do believe is happening for a lot of you. It's like your pathway as well, because I'm being shown like twigs, and it's like a little bit of dust, twigs, maybe some rubbish that's blown over here from these karmic pathways or on the yellow brick road. And it's like you just need to blast it with the holy light, with the creator that exists within you. Blast it away like a volcano. And if you do feel like you're about to erupt, Spirit are saying to use your discernment, because sometimes you need to surrender and give in to that. You just need to have that breakdown, because it's actually a breakthrough. What else, Spirit? This deck here. What else do the collective need to hear right now when it comes to this message? Thank you. You guys could have like signs and answers that are literally flying at you right now. You could be, you know, when people get slapped in the face by like angel numbers where it's constant. And maybe let's say you work in customer service and you're taking down like somebody's credit card details, and it can literally be the angel numbers that you've been seeing, and it doesn't even make sense because that's not a credit, like that's not a credit card number, and it goes through and you're there like, what the fuck? It's like that kind of energy is coming through. You're being slapped in the face with signs and answers. So it's not even like God right now or these spirit babies are talking to you in code. It's very direct, and I do feel like you're seeing it. But again, I feel like this is cloudment, so you could be being psychically attacked a lot, which is why they want you in meditation, strengthening your aura and upping your prayer game, upping your spiritual discipline, because when you're close to that breakthrough, this is when Satan and these like little demonic minions are going to up their game. And obviously they don't want these souls coming out of this vault and being born and coming earthside, because that's going to completely swing the pendulum in our favor, in the favor of ascension, and it's already in the favor of ascension. You can't stop God and his divine orchestration. But they're going to try because they're a nuisance. We have here, Goddess of the Nile, opulence. I welcome the constant flow of sustenance. This is who you are. This is who you promised to yourself you would become and you would be, and you have. But there's like, it's like a little bit of tweaking that you're doing right now when it comes to your vibration, when it comes to your energy. You could be working with this symbol with the Ankh. Maybe you guys wear a lot of jewelry with this symbol on. But this is who you are. You are creation. You are life. You are that sun. You are that Christ consciousness. And you're going to be guiding the way. You're going to be that guiding light for a lot of people. But unfortunately, people don't see this at first. And particularly when they're stuck in their own crap and they're stuck in their own ways and they're still on that karmic cycles and they're juggling. They don't understand what you do. They could be looking at you. And again, they'll be working more, allowing Satan to move through them and trying to pull you down. You know, like the crabs in the pot. You know, when they're all boiling, and if another crab is like climbing up and trying to get out, the others will be pulling it down. This sometimes can happen within your own family. It's very frustrating because they're not seeing that you're trying to be the light, that you're trying to guide your own bloodlines to the new dawn. They're not always going to see it, but you have to keep going. You have to be that support and that root for yourself and get yourself up completely into this yellow brick road pathway. And then they're going to see you shining. They're going to see your external reality shifting. And then they're going to be like, then they're going to have that big aha moment, that realization, and then they'll get it. A lot of you may even receive apologies from people from your past this year, because I'm staring at the card here where it says 25. So this year, a lot of you could receive apologies from family members, maybe people that you've cut off. Because I'm hearing, is it estranged, where you kind of like cut your parents off? That's coming through for somebody. So they could come in and apologize and actually take accountability for where they failed you and where they let you down. What else, Spirit? And that's the thing, you don't want to be letting your children down. You don't want to let these spirit babies down, which is why some of them, where you're still doing this tweaking, as soon as you come into alignment, they're going to be coming through. They're going to be coming through fast. You see the way these cards have been flying out. They're going to be coming through fast when the atmosphere is just ripe. They keep saying the atmosphere needs to be ripe. We have Goddess of the Sea, storm. Through the storm, my inner sea is calm. This is what you are doing. You feel like there's all this chaos, there's this heaviness, there's this darkness going on around you, and you're being asked right now to keep the peace by the Most High God, and you're kind of giving God the side eye, looking at him like, are you seeing this shit? Like the literally physical reality is falling, it's crumbling around me, there's fires going on, there's storms going on, there's a tornado to the side of me, and you're asking me to sit here and meditate and pray, and God's like, yeah. You're confused by all, you're looking what's going on around you, you're looking like your family, where you've come from, you're like, what the fuck? Like, how have I even survived? How am I even still alive? Because you made a promise to be this. You made a promise to step into your emperor or your empress energy, and you have. Some of you are not seeing how close you are. They keep doing like a little tweaking. You're not seeing how close you are. What else, Spirit? Can I get one more card, please? Thank you. We have baths of Aphrodite, nourishment. I bathe in the sacred springs of love. So this time right now is where you really need to be pouring into yourself, and specifically your spiritual body. They keep showing me an auric field. So some of you do meditations to ask your auric field, where do you have holes and where do you have leaks? You need to close these up with holy light, because this is where these psychic attacks are able to get in and making you feel like you're in this heavy energy, that you're stuck and you're submerged. You're not at all. So keep pouring into yourself and doing what you're doing, because you're very close. I'm hearing to stepping into your goddess energy. So even if you're a man watching, you're very, very close to connecting with the divine feminine within you. And this is the thing for all men, to be able to go home, to come home within themselves, they need to be coming through the womb. They need to go through the birth canal. So they need to connect to the divine feminine. They need to connect to the womb. And this is what a lot of people are being asked to do right now, to connect to the womb, because it's a portal, it's a gate. It's the gateway home. It's the bridge. What else, Spirit? This deck here. Can I get a few cards from this deck? What do the collective most need to hear right now? Some of you guys could be getting glimpses. It's like, you see the way the cards were trying to pop out, but they didn't quite pop out. It's like you're getting glimpses of the next page, of the next chapter of your Akashic records, of your soul's records. You can see what's coming and you're looking, you're getting excited. You're like, oh, and then the page is kind of going back down. You're like, and you're getting kind of like in the dumps because you think that you're kind of just being teased, or like maybe spirit of being cruel. But no, that's coming. It's trying to turn, it's trying to flick. But there's something where you're comparing yourself to your past versions of you, or to other people who aren't even on the same lane. They're not even on the same pathway. You need to stop. You need to nip something in the bud that's acting as like the last block. And it could literally just be that, just like few holes. I was about to say two holes in your aura. You just need to close these up. We have here Commander Ashtar, leadership activation, time to evolve, trusting your ability to guide others. So a lot of you are being asked to step into your leadership ability. Like, you haven't been walking this path, you haven't been doing all of this inner work, this bloodline work for no reason. You were supposed to be a leader. And for a lot of you, you will be a leader to people that you meet in, I'm about to say work with, that you meet in work as colleagues. It's like a lot of you are supposed to work with people and lead people. Maybe you're managers, maybe you're team leaders. I'm hearing the word team leader. But you're supposed to be that light. And it's wherever you go, whatever building, whatever home, whatever rooms, spaces that you step into, people see you shining. And some people, they don't want to see it and they kind of look away. And this is where they're going to act like dickheads. But still shine away. I'm hearing shine away. You see here on his chest, it kind of looks like a butterfly. I'm seeing a butterfly, a very, very like a multicolored butterfly. So you guys could be dreaming of multicolored butterflies. I dreamt of multicolored frogs the other night. They were literally just like on the walls and they were staring at me, these multicolored frogs. You could be dreaming of like multicolored different animals, like different spirit animals. And you could notice or be feeling like within your spiritual court, there's different kinds of spirit animals that are now walking with you going forward. I'm being shown a horse. For a lot of you, obviously horses represent freedom as well, because you're coming into your freedom, you're coming into your sovereignty. Commander Ashtar could well be walking with a lot of you, because I have been feeling like a lot of people recently, it's like your spiritual court has been leveling up. Where you've been leveling up, your spiritual court has been leveling up. So it's like these spirits and these gatekeepers, they sit at certain vibrations and they sit at certain gates and certain portals. And when you get there, because you have to rise yourself up, and when you get there, they can then step forward, they can assist you, they can be part of your spiritual court. This is what's happening to a lot of people on the planet. And I do feel a lot of you could have even noticed that maybe the spirit babies that were around you before, like when you were on those karmic path lines, when you were on your past self, you could have felt like a lot more spirit babies around you. And maybe now when you're moving up to a higher timeline, you're noticing there's an energy shift even within the spirit babies around you. Some of you could be dreaming of your spirit babies, and maybe now when they're coming forward in your dreams, or when you're having visions of them, when you're seeing them with your clairvoyance, they could even look different. And we have here Bridget Inner Fire. Let your passion lead you to your purpose. There's something about these spirit babies who are growing with you on the other side. So where you're doing your level up, it means that they're also leveling up. And also means there's a tweaking going on within their soul's contract, because some of them could have come through. They could have come through earlier when you were on a more karmic pathway. But where you said, I will be damned to be passing on this inner work to my children, any children that I have going forward. It's like it changed the soul's contract, and they had to have a new blueprint written up. Or it was a different soul that will now be coming through you. There's some sort of leveling going up, and this includes your spirit babies, because you've activated that divine spark, the creator within you. You've really tapped into it. So your human self and your higher self are very much in alignment. It's that free will and that destiny timeline, very much in alignment. What God wants for you, you want for you. And if you don't get something and that's God's will, then you surrender to that and you let go. You've let go and you've let God. What else, Spirit? Can I get one more card from this deck for the collective, please? Okay, we've got two. We have here Gaia, resilient spirit, and then we have Joan of Arc, sacred activist. This is who you guys are. Maybe some of you are activists. You could be like that voice for the voiceless. You could do a lot of work for people who are in poverty, who are homeless. That's coming through. Maybe some of you even spend like Christmases, or you have in the past, where you would go to like homeless shelters or like food banks and you would like cook. Some of you could be really amazing cooks and you put your energy and your love into your food. That's coming through for someone. But I do believe a lot of you, like, you give even when you don't have very much. But this is the thing, when you give, more will come back to you. You're not doing it for that reason, but everything that you guys have given out, where you've helped other people, even when you were in a low place and you didn't have much, this is going to come back to you threefold. I'm hearing threefold. It's coming back to you very, very soon. You could be seeing rainbows everywhere as well. And you know, like if you're like on a train, I'm being shown a train, or if you're in your room and the way that the light shine through is it comes through and it kind of looks like a rainbow. That's what I'm being shown. But something about a train. So maybe every time you take a particular train, like on your way to work or whatever, you could see like there's like a rainbow color that's coming through, and it could literally come through the window and then shine on you, because this is who you are and this is what you're matched to now. The lucky charms leprechaun, I'm hearing. The lucky charms leprechaun. You're a match now to that lucky energy, to that abundance, and it's because of the work that you've been doing that you've stepped into it. What else, Spirit? This deck here. Nope. I want to get some from this deck. I need to be careful with this deck because it has like sometimes it has like nudity on it. So can I get a few cards, thank you, from this deck here? We have beautiful. I love this. I can show this one. Look at this. Beautiful pregnant woman, and look at all these butterflies, and look at the sun, look at the meadow, look at the abundance, look at the joy. This is what you guys are stepping into. For those of you that are women, you have had struggle conceiving. I struggle to get my words out there. Some of you could be crying when you've seen this card that's coming through for someone. You will be pregnant in this lifetime. This spirit baby is coming through you, because you contracted, you chose each other. You're choosing each other as well at a human level, as well as the soul level. So there is something very much about your human willpower and your destiny, fate and destiny, that are very much intertwined right now. And that's the thing. That's because you chose to continue walking down this yellow brick road. You may have been looking back and you're looking at other people who are getting that instant gratification. You're like, oh, kind of like, it's not fair. I mean, that's human nature to be feeling that way. But you kept facing the sun. You kept facing the Most High God and listening to him. You took heed and you kept going. This is what you're about to walk into. This is the destination. This is your destination. Do look out for butterflies, because I've seen them a few times. What else, Spirit? I'm staring at Joan of Arc. So some of you could well have Joan of Arc as part of your spiritual core, or maybe she's just recently stepped forward. Because where I was like struggling to get that out there, and I was struggling to speak. Sometimes I can struggle to speak because I can tap in, I can feel that someone's crying. It's like a choked up energy. But you guys could have had like issues with your throat chakra and with your boundaries, and this could also what you've been working on. Because you don't want to be like raising your children to kind of be that doormat energy, you know, to be that empath and that highly sensitive person that takes on other people's crap, which you could have been in the past. You do not want that for your children. You want to teach them how to armor themselves up spiritually, how to wear that cloak of protection. And obviously you have to go through that first in order to teach it, in order to lead it. Look at this fire here, and look at this intense gaze. Some of you guys could have recently like had your eyebrows tinted. Maybe had them tinted lighter or darker, but that's coming through for someone, an eyebrow tint. You could work in the beauty industries and maybe you do this for other people. But there's something about your physical appearance that's about to kind of look like this spark of the divine that you have now tapped into. You're about to look like you stepped into your power. That's what Spirit is saying. It's about to be expressed through your physicality that you have stepped into your power. You're not someone to be fucked with. And to some people, because you may not have changed anything about yourself or how you're dressing, but it's like it's just a look within your eyes, and it's the energy that's shining through your face and through your auric field. Other people are going to see it. They could be looking at you and asking you, like, have you had your hair done? Like, someone might even ask you, have you had plastic surgery? Have you had something done? We had a few cards flip over here. This one here, it's not a mermaid, but I wanted to say mermaid. You see? It's giving you Maya and Mother Mary energy. That mother archetype energy, and obviously the waters are very much connected to the womb, are connected to the celestial waters, are connected to the gate, to the portal, to God's kingdom. You are standing there, you are submerged in God's waters, and you're ready to go. You see again the intense look. This is the thing, there's an intensity now that's going to be coming through in your eyes, and other people are going to see it and they're going to notice. And again, it's the message coming through that people will be apologizing to you guys this year for how they treated you, how they let you down, or how they were trying to lead you astray. Maybe they're realizing where Satan and the devil was moving through them. We have here, this again is given how the physical reality is crumbling. I'm trying to check, is she nude? I think it's all covered. You see how the physical reality is crumbling. There's all this chaos going down. This is you guys. This is your auric field. This is that holy protection that you're putting around yourself, your light. But you're still there, like, to God. Like, really? Are you seeing this shit? Are you seeing all this that's going down? And you want me to stay in this peace where all this chaos is going on? And God in your spiritual court, like, yes. You signed up and you said you would do this. I believe in you. Do you believe in you? And obviously you do because you're doing it. Something about flowers is very, very significant as well. It could be that you're receiving your flowers, and look how big they are. And they're blooming amongst all of this trash. So it could be that confirmation that you're receiving your flowers. Maybe some of you, I'm seeing a perfume. So maybe you go for very floral scented perfumes. Or again, it's like maybe even your scent could be changing as well. Because I'm seeing like someone spray some perfume and other people smelling like, ooh, you smell nice. You're like, it's my natural scent. So something, I don't even see this other woman. There's another woman lying down here on the trash, you see? This is your past self. It's connected to the karmic pathway. This is you now, and you need to completely let go. You want to show gratitude for your past self, for getting you to this present moment, to who you are today. But you need to completely let that go. Let her go. Let him go. And completely surrender to the yellow brick road path. Because this is who you are destined to be. This is who you're supposed to be. Some of you guys could be doing research on chemtrails, because I'm staring at the chemtrails that are in the clouds in the sky here. Maybe this is what you'll be leading people on, like how to purify themselves, how to protect themselves from the environment, from the air. Because obviously we can't go out here in the world like wearing like masks constantly and not be affected by the air. You could like create parasite cleanses, or like a heavy metal cleanses, a full body cleanse. So maybe you work with flower essences, maybe you work with herbs, with the earth, and you know how to cleanse the physical body from certain chemicals that get released into the environment all the time. And you see at the bottom of the deck, you have these hands here. And you see these, it looks like crystal, either stones, but they have like a blueprint. I'm seeing a blueprint within them. I'm also seeing a compass. So you tapped into that moral compass, but that compass is more connected to your destined timeline. Whereas in the past, you were connected to that compass that was on your karmic timeline. And you're choosing now which one you're really going to pick up and which one you're going to let go of. Some of you could create jewelry like this, you know, like copper bracelets or like crystal bracelets that protect people from the environment. And you know what? I also used a new incense for you guys today. And the incense that I chose is black. And obviously black, I'm hearing obsidian, that crystal. Black is connected to protection. This deck here. What else do the collective need to hear right now? And if you notice as well, on this card, there's also a turtle. See there? It's like a turtle. And obviously turtles move slow. So this path that you've been on, it has been moving slower, but it's about to speed up. Because obviously you weren't choosing to be on that path of instant gratification. You came off of that pathway. Which means you need to then have patience. Patience is a virtue. And it can become very, very annoying to hear when you're constantly hearing that. And you're constantly hearing divine time. But it's truth. It's spiritual truth. We have views of the ego. And often, yes, sometimes when we have these psychic attacks, and because we're in spiritual warfare, Satan can actually delay things coming forward. And often they're delayed for your protection. But sometimes they're delayed because essentially what he's done was working. And it kind of pulled you back. Which is where you need to be on top of your spiritual game to make sure that you don't... Where's that card again? Get pulled into this iceberg, into this heavy energy where you feel stuck. But we have here views of the ego. So this is what you would have been working on. But I'm just seeing this as you being that mirror. And particularly to your family, to people who are closest to you. You are that mirror, right? And they're kind of looking at you. They're getting triggered because they're seeing the work that they're not doing. And they're seeing the path that they need to walk on. And they're seeing how far they need to walk and how far they need to go. And they're getting angry. They're more angry at themselves, but they're projecting it onto you. They're angry they didn't start this work earlier. They're angry they didn't listen to you years ago. And now they're going to have to play catch up. That's what is happening. And then we have here the King of Keys. And again, you see this beautiful sun. You see the Christ consciousness, the holy light that is here. The sun that is in the background here. So this is what you guys are stepping into. You're stepping into your castle. Because you've claimed that higher pathway. And that pathway, this is where it's leading you. It's leading you to this castle. Some of you could have someone very, very significant coming in. So if you haven't met the father, the other parent of your spirit baby, I feel like they'll be coming in. They're coming in very, very soon. And I'm staring at what is on this this like green blanket that he's sitting on. There's like 3 X's on it, and I'm staring at the 3. So maybe they're coming in 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months. It's definitely not years. 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months. There's something at 3 that's very, very significant. And they too are crowned. They too are an anointed one. I'm hearing kingdom spouse. They're a kingdom spouse. So those of you that's been calling them in. And then we have here Hilarion. I'm staring at the 5. So obviously 5 is change. And change is the only constant. I'm hearing spirit reminding us. Change is the only constant. And I'm hearing ghost of yourself. So in the past where maybe you were like trying to fit in, or you didn't have very strong boundaries, you always felt like a ghost of yourself. Some of you could have really resonated with being an empath and being a highly sensitive person, because I keep hearing those 2 phrases. Empath, highly sensitive person. But when you were doing that, you were taking on other people's stuff and you were getting confused by what was yours and what was theirs. And you started to become a ghost of yourself. And then when you've been walking down this path, you come into colour and you come into this Hierophant energy. And you're supposed to be a leader. A lot of you are supposed to lead and teach other people, because you know how to read the soul's records. Not only your records, you know how to look at other people's records. You can see wounding in other people. I do feel like there's a lot of you watching who are healers as well. And you know how to work with flower essences. You know how to work with the herbs. I'm hearing the herbs and the spices of life. You know how to work with them, put them together, blend them and create something beautiful. There's going to be very, very healing. Can I get one more card for the collective from this deck, please, Spirit? Thank you. We have clearing the way, exactly that. And you see how the path is yellow. It's confirmation you chose to walk down this yellow brick road. And sometimes it had more obstacles that you needed to move out of the way. But the other path you were looking at, like the karmic cycles, you were looking over there and you're like, how come they didn't have this tree trunk in the way? How come they didn't have these twigs and this debris and things seem to be coming in faster? Because that's the instant gratification. And you didn't want to do that. Again, they're saying, I'll be damned if I pass on this inner work to my child. So you chose to do it all. And then this child can come through and just be their authentic self. This child can come through and you can show them the way. You can teach them how to have this abundance mindset. They won't have to work through like healing of you letting them down or any abuse. They're not going to have to experience that. So they're going to have that fast track. They're going to be born on that yellow brick road. They're going to have that fast track. Whereas you were kind of born amongst the crap. I'm seeing all this chaos and this strife going on. So this could have been your household, like where you grew up on, like a lot of dysfunction. And this is what you created. And this tree trunk, imagine the tree trunk isn't there anymore, because this is about to be removed, because you're going to remove it. And I'm being shown, they're talking about adrenaline, and I'm being shown like different clips. I've seen these in the past, right, of like mothers, maybe there's been a car crash and their child, a leg or something, is literally trapped in the car, and they've had all this adrenaline and they've managed to muster up the strength to literally lift the car off of their child leg. That's what's coming through. Maybe some of you guys experienced that in the past. But they're saying that the power of human beings, we don't know our own power. And not just like the soul level, at a human level, we don't know our own power. And this is what we're remembering. This is what we're coming into. And we're going to remember even more and more 2026. Something very significant about 2026 and people seeing completely. So you know now people are seeing. You're seeing who people are. You're seeing who's on the descension pathway. You're seeing who's on the ascension pathway. You're seeing who's like a minion of the devil. You're seeing who is walking with the Most High God. You're seeing more on the master coming off. But 2026 going forward, they're like, you're going to see. They're putting it in capitals. You are going to see very fucking clearly. What else, Spirit? Do we want to get some messages from these? Let's get some messages from these spirit babies who come from the vault. And that's the thing. So spirit babies, when I do spirit baby readings, they often come forward as the child they're going to be in this lifetime. So come forward as a toddler, as a child. That's who I see. It's very rare that they come forward as an adult. It's these spirit babies who are in this vault. When they come out and they come towards me, they're coming as the adult they're going to be in this lifetime. So they're coming through very, very mature as the soul. And they're kind of like, they're like standing behind me. And they've been assisting in this reading. Because this message is coming through them. It's been coming through these spirit babies who are in this vault. Very, very ascended. We have here, there's so much magic in rainbows. When you see one, that means mama, daddy is coming home so we can become a family. Rainbows are very significant. That came up before, so that's that double confirmation of rainbows. Maybe you guys will see a double rainbow. And this is when you're going to realize, maybe you'll remember this reading and you'll have that aha moment, and you're going to realize that you've now completely done that little tweaking, because they keep saying the little tweaking you've been doing, you've done it now, and you're coming into your rainbow. You're coming into that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. What else, Spirit? Is that it for this deck? They're saying that's it. I want to get some signs for you guys from these spirit babies that they may be speaking to you through. Thank you. We have superhero. Superheroes. This is how they see you. All that work you've been doing has not been done in vain. They see you as a superhero. That's who you are. Because that's what you've claimed. The energy you've now claimed is that of a hero. Because you've been your own hero. You've been your own savior. You are your own messiah. And you're going to lead the way for other people by being that example. By being in that energy. Then we have here license plates. There's something about angel numbers for some of you that are slapping you guys in the face. So this could be one way you're seeing them, through license plates. I'm being shown a microwave as well, and a cooker. So like appliances in your kitchen. And again, it's going to be something that doesn't make sense. So maybe it's like a completely different time in the day. And then all of a sudden they all change to the same number. So maybe it's like 1111 or 222. And you're like, what? And maybe you're looking and you look again and it's like they change back to the actual time. But you know you saw it. You're not going crazy. You know you saw it. We have here snail. This is what happens when you move up to your better timelines. More of your supernatural abilities, your psychic abilities and your prophetic nature comes online more, comes on board more. Because you don't have as many like hang-ups that get in the way. Snail. Again, so it's like turtle and snail. So you feel like you've been moving very, very slow and at a turtle's pace and at a snail's pace. But things are about to speed up. But you had to be moving slow because there was no route that could be left unturned. Like you had to get through to every part of you. There would have been some sort of block or some sort of trigger. You had to get to the bottom of all of your triggers. You had to get to the root of things within you that were acting as a block to like self-sabotage, for example. What else, Spirit? And obviously God is not going to allow you to move up to a higher timeline if you're going to self-sabotage. We have here a duck. So you could be seeing duckies everywhere, like chicks everywhere. As I said that, I've heard like chirping outside from birds. So it could be birds in general. But it's given the energy of spring. We have fairies. I love that. Obviously fairies are connected to the elemental realm. And they're connected to magic. You guys can literally be seeing things at the corner of your eye. I'm hearing someone say, I could have sworn I just saw a fairy. So maybe you're literally seeing more of the elemental realm. They could be showing themselves to you. What else, Spirit? I'm hearing wish granted when I'm staring at the fairy card. Wish granted. It's like you're literally being sprinkled by Tinkerbell dust. Tinkerbell is coming through. We have here magazines. And to other people looking in, obviously this is going to look like you're just lucky. You're just a lucky person. But then they're not going to see the blood, sweat and tears of the path that you've had to trek and you've had to hike and you have to walk. They don't see all that. They don't see you like crying alone and wanting to give up. They're just going to see you now being sprinkled with this fairy dust. And they're going to be like, that's not fair. That's their business. Don't let it get to you. We have here magazines. So you could be seeing certain baby names on these magazines. This card keeps coming through in the last 3 spirit baby readings. So I do feel like you're going to be seeing like babies on the front who are going to look like your child. Or what your child would look like. What you've envisioned. Feathers. You could be finding feathers like within your home or just random places. I'm seeing particularly like a blue feather, like a light blue feather. So that could well be like a feather from Archangel Michael. And I get one more spirit baby sign. Thank you. We have dragon. And this is that feisty, fiery energy that you guys have tapped into, dragons. You could also be going down that rabbit hole of researching about dinosaurs and how people believe that they were actually dragons. And why we have like dragons are kind of, there's statues of dragons and depicted like all over the world, isn't there? Particularly within like certain sacred sites and being shown China. So you guys could be going down this rabbit hole. And maybe this is like a truth that you believe in. That dragons did exist. A lot of you could be, I'm hearing like on the hunt for dragons. Maybe this is the kind of thing you'll be doing with your spirit baby. Like be on the hunt to see fairies, to see dragons, to be, and mermaids as well. Because I thought this card was a mermaid. It's staring at me again. It's a woman here in the water. So it's like these myths that are actually very, very true. It's like you're going to be teaching these truths to your spirit baby, and it's going to be, you're going to be going on hunts, like a mythological hunts that keeps coming up. And maybe you create your own like treasure maps. You're going to be making all these like, it's like given fantasy, but it's actually rooted in truth. It's not just imagination, it's real. What else, Spirit? Can I get a few poems to close out this reading, these messages? A few Spirit Baby poems. Thank you. This one here says, I love this. A higher frequency, that's the kind of parents I need. Always striving to do better than who they were yesterday. I need you walking your talk so I have an example to applaud. One day I will lead the way for souls who are a little lost. I'll be born with a special map, making sure they don't fall for any traps. The earth realm can be chaotic, but I sure do know my way around. And people will respect me over many towns. They're saying that's it. That's the only card we need here. I'm going to read it again for you guys. So this is going to sum up this message in this reading. A higher frequency, that's the kind of parents I need. Always striving to do better than who they were yesterday. I need you walking your talk so I have an example to applaud. One day I will lead the way for souls who are a little lost. I'll be born with a special map, making sure they don't fall for any traps. The earth realm can be chaotic, but I sure do know my way around, and people will respect me over many towns. So we're going to end this reading here. If you did want a personal spirit baby reading from me or just a normal psychic reading, my website is in the description below. But I do hope that resonated with somebody out there.